Hello, before I start my presentation, I want to ask two questions. First, how many of you actually knows or follows what's happening in Syria since 2011? And the next question would be, how many of you actually saw or experienced artworks or films by Syrian artists in relation to the crisis? And here I'm not talking about international artists who did something about Syria or photojournalism, but I'm talking here about actually listening and hearing for the people who are living that in their daily life. And for that, I want to show these two examples. The example on the left is literally about Syrian refugees. And if you recognize some of the figures in there, they are international leaders. And imagine if these leaders have to be Syrian refugees themselves, how it would be right now. The artwork on the right is literally about a Syrian martyr. The bird resembles a Syrian singer who actually got killed and his throat got cut because of revolutionary songs he created that actually curse against the president of Syria, al-Assad, which means the lion. So even after the death of the singer, the bird still annoys the lion. And even after the death of the singer, the artwork still annoys the lion. So for that, my dissertation project investigates works of art of Syrian artists who seek to portray practices of everyday life for those who stayed, those who left, those who fight, and those who passed away. And for that, I employ three methodological approaches. One, I employ a performance studies approach, which means actually trying to study the changing nature of the practice of everyday life while studying, while the crisis itself is changing over time, and studying the relation between art, life, and politics. Second, I'm going to conduct artist interview with the artists that are selected to my dissertation to see their relation to the crisis, to see how they view the relation between art, life, and politics, and see how they transform these practices into their artworks. And finally, I'm creating my own aesthetic method to analyze these artworks into a formal and conceptual analysis to actually connect the theoretical with the results of the artist interview to see how these practices transformed into the artworks. So for that, as a Syrian artist and scholar, my aim is to clarify what seems unrealistic or misrepresentation of what it means to be Syrian in our contemporary time, by actually documenting, analyzing, and presenting to the public these original works of art of Syrian artists who seek to portray practices of everyday life and the Syrian body. Thank you.